Genesis chapter 27, verse 1. When Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau, his older son, and said to him, "My son." And he answered, "Here I am." So Isaac is getting old. His eyesight is very bad. You know, I'm kind of old. I'm in my 50s, just over 50. But my eyesight was bad for my basically entire life, right? Now he is just getting old and the eyesight is bad, and he could not see very well anymore. And so he called his son, and he felt seemingly as well as if he's dying, as if this is close to the end of my life. And so he called Isaac, and he wanted to make sure that he blesses his son. So after Isaac called Esau, because he wanted to bless, he wanted to make sure that Esau gets the blessing before he dies. And so Esau came, and he said, "Here I am." We've seen this "here I am" a number of times. Abram said it when God called him. Samuel is going to say it years later on when God calls him. And here as well, Esau is saying this when his father calls him, "Here I am." Verse 2. He said, "Behold, I am old. I do not know the day of my death." So, yeah, I mean, that's like he's old. He doesn't know when he's going to die. And none of us knows. Well, I mean, kind of if you have a terminal sickness and the doctor might say you have 6 months left to die, but you might die before that time, you might die later than that time, a miracle might happen, you don't die. I mean, we kind of, some of us sometimes do have kind of an idea when we might die, but in general we don't really know when we're going to die. But in this case he's old, so at least death is kind of maybe near. At least that's the reason why he wants to do it now. Verse 3. Now then, take your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt game for me, and prepare for me delicious food, such as I love, and bring it to me, so that I may eat, that my soul may bless you before I die. So this is now the task that Isaac gives to him, like a murderer or a prisoner on death row, right? He wants his last meal, and he wants his last meal to be made by his son that he loves and the meal that he loves. Okay, and so therefore he is telling him to go out into the field. Okay, go down. I think 3 days ago we were recording in the cemetery, and there was this one guy living there. And while I was teaching on this, he took a kitty and a slingshot, and he killed a pigeon, and then he, from the side of my eyes I could kind of see it. He was cleaning it, and then ultimately most likely he ate it. Right, he was drunk a little bit. You know, that's above the point. But so out there he, with his slingshot, got the bird. So this is kind of an idea what God is telling Esau here to go into the field, you know, go down and maybe up to another hill or up there. And we're not going to find out. But there are some pigeons flying around. In this case, you're not going to get a pigeon, but go and get the deer to hunt the game for him, bring it back, prepare it, because this is what I love, the way I love it. So he's thinking with this, okay, not with the heart, not with the mind, but thinking with the stomach. Not a good place to think with. Lots of people think with the stomach first. They don't care about others as long as they are full of food. And so bring it in so that I can bless you before I die. I just want to quickly as well mention something here. Right. So now again, I've seen Bible scholars on this. Well, it's never a good sign when you see putting the phone away. Anyhow, with the Bible, the reading part. I've seen Bible scholars say, but this, again, there's seemingly contradictions here, or this story happened in the later stage. Okay, because only later on, according to the Bible, will he die. He will only die at least 20 years, approximately, later. Okay, because Jacob is going to leave, he's going to work 20 years there for Laban, 14 years for for his wives, 6 years for the stuff, the animals, and then he will kind of come back, right? And that is going to take a time, and he won't come back immediately, and only then Isaac will die, and Rebecca will die before that, right? So here we have Isaac feeling as if he's going to die. He thinks his death is near. So it's seemingly, if he's only going to die in more than 20 years from now, that what is going on here? It doesn't sound right. Okay, it sounds as if this must be a lot later. Or then if it's not a lot later, then his death later on seemingly is not in the right place. It would make more sense, like Jacob quickly came down from Laban, helped his brother to bury him, and then kind of continue kind of idea, right? It just doesn't seem right that there's a chronological order here again. So Bible scholars do say that it's just not seemingly fitting. Now, I want to just tell you a quick story as well. I remember this, living in the village one time, I got a kidney stone. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. I was sitting in the bed and reading the Bible, and it started hurting here on my side. And I was like, what the heck is this? And I thought, oh, it will just kind of go away, right? And but it didn't. It got worse and worse. And I got up after about 15, 20 minutes, went downstairs, and I was like, it was hurting like hell. And then Xenia was staying there as well. I went to the front door, to the entrance at the front, sitting there lying on the couch and feeling as if I'm going to die. I felt as if I'm going to die. The pain was really bad. And then Xenia came, he sat there and held my hand and was praying for me. And I was like, oh man, this is bad. And then Ruslan, one of the boys, he came in and he saw me and he thought I'm going to die. I felt that I'm going to die. So what I did was, I did feel as if I'm going to die. And the pain was unbearable. And I started telling him everything I wanted him to know, because he is like still today like a son to me. And I told him everything I wanted him to know if I'm going to die here, because I felt as if I'm going to die. So I told him everything that in life that he's now supposed to know and take on further, right? And lo and behold, as I did all of this, I actually started looking, as like I was thinking, wondering, if somebody else doesn't know me, comes in now and he sees this old guy lying, or an older person lying in the side crying, and this young boy standing there crying, and this other guy sitting on the floor holding my hand kind of crying, and it most likely will look very funny. And in all of this pain I started laughing, because this must have looked hilarious. No, I didn't know. Then a friend came, he took me to the hospital, and as I was giving a urine monster, the stone came out, and I just think maybe that laughter helped in getting the stone out. Anyhow, so what I'm just trying to get at is the fact that I felt as if I'm dying. I told him that everything I felt that he needed, like the blessing I wanted him to have. And here I am 10 years later, still standing, okay, and no pain at the moment. Yes, the pain comes and goes, I guess it's some kind of that, but it's but yeah, so here I'm still standing and I'm not dead, okay. So Hezekiah had the problem that he was going to die, and then God did the miracle and added 16 years to his life. So the fact that Isaac here felt as if he's on death's bed, right? He had no doctor to come and say, no, this is just a kidney stone or something like that, so it will get out and you will be alive. Don't worry. He had not. He was old, he thought he's going to die, so he had to want to do this. So what I'm trying to say here is, it does not mean, therefore, that this story is out of place here. He could have recovered after this, lived quite a lot of years, still more, as we say, 20 odd years, maybe 30 years more, and only then died. Okay, so don't draw conclusions just because this is how it seems. I just gave you an example of myself feeling I'm going to die, and here I am 10 years later, standing on my feet, not dead, right, teaching, right, by the grace of God. So please, just while I'm speaking about myself and this, I'm just thinking of this advice that they gave to Calvin when he had kidney stones. They said, no, you need to get on a horse and shake, like I was shake with the laughter, and maybe on the bad road on the way to the hospital, and the stone came out, right? So, but his answer was yes, that is all good and well. It might help the stones to come out. But he had another medical problem, which ultimately meant, as he said then, but because of this, I can't get on the horse, because then that problem will be aggravated. The stones will come out, but then this problem is going to get bigger. So yeah, just on the side there. Okay, so I think I've proven to you now that the story can be here, that someone can be old and feel at death's door, but then actually they do recover, and only they dies later on. And actually his wife is going to die before him.